Yo, what's up guys, my name is Mr. Freeze2244 and today we can finally confirm that Hitman is going to be supported for another year anyway. But it's going to be not as much as we got before, so don't expect like new maps or anything like that, but you can expect regular content coming in. But if those of you that are basically bought the game from day one a couple of years ago, this might not be tickling the pickle, if you know what I mean. So we're going to go through the whole entire roadmap of spring. So today they released the spring roadmap for HITMAN World of Assassination. That covers March and April, along with an update that comes in May as well. So it's going to cover March, April and May. So let's get into it. It's quite a long one. So yeah, strap yourselves in for an exciting ride. It's a doozy. So again, as I said, today they released a spring roadmap that covers March, April and May. Here's a brief look at what it looks like. So I know there's a lot of stuff on this roadmap as it is, but it does cover 3 months worth of content. I'm going to go through it all individually and in detail. You can follow along with me in the blog post if you'd like. I'll leave some of the stuff on the screen as well as I'm going through all of this stuff. For those of you who just want to listen, feel free to just turn up the volume and sit back and relax. So, for those of you who may or may not know, that elusive targets are making a return for the Year 3 versions of them, starting with the Heartbreaker, Year 3 version of him. So, the first Year 2 elusive target that we had was the Heartbreaker, and the first Year 3 target we're having is the Heartbreaker once again. So, from March 17th, which was last Friday, we have him available for the next 10 days. So, I think the last day to complete him is, I believe, is Monday, I think. This Monday coming. Elusive target, the Heartbreaker, Year 3. The Wedding Planet from Hell is back in Mendoza and live as we type this blog post. Spring's first elusive target is supposed to make dream weddings become a reality, but you'll rarely have a fairy tale ending with him involved. He has his own unique way of breaking the hearts of his victims, and Agent 47 is tasked with making sure that there will be no more. You'll have 10 days and one chance to eliminate him. So yeah, there's a guide for that on my channel already if you want to go check that out. It should be on the home page actually as I type this, or alternatively you can check the latest videos or check my playlist for elusive target videos. They'll all be right there. Week after, which is coming just tomorrow actually, there's an elusive target in Paris. So the Broker Year 3 is making his return. The Egghead, who likes eggs apparently. He's going to come and return for the next 10 days as well, starting from tomorrow. The target is Howard Moxon, it says, an international antiquities trader who specializes in selling priceless art to finance terrorist organizations. He is currently involved in the sale of the Ivory White, a filigree egg looted during the Second World War. The client has requested that you both eliminate the target and locate and retrieve the original Ivory White. The Broker will be in Paris starting March 24th, and you'll have 10 days to take him out. Now, I will be doing guides for all of these Year 3 targets, by the way. There will be the definitive version. I can't imagine there will be a Year 4 version of these elusive targets, so this will be the definitive guide, the final guide of these elusive targets, I imagine. So there'll be a guide for that tomorrow, so you can check that out. Because there'll be 2 separate objectives, you need to remember as well, if you're not a fan of Alt F4ing, or if you're on console, just closing the console down after you've made a mistake and you have another chance of playing, if you're not a fan of doing that, then you need to be aware that if you are completing this and not planning on restarting the mission, then if you complete one of the objectives, like retrieving the egg, then you are locked into the mission. If you take out the target, you are locked into the mission. So just keep that in mind, because you'll have 2 separate objectives for this one, so it's more tricky than the average elusive target when you've only got one objective. So just keep that in mind. You can also practice this elusive target if you want, using the arcade. So there's an elusive target arcade in the game currently. You can check one of those out that include the Broker. You can play it if you want, risk-free. So even if you fail, you'll only reset the target after 12 hours, so you don't have to worry about that. But the actual elusive target goes live tomorrow, and it will be available for the next 10 days. So check that out. I'll be doing a guide for that. It'll be uploaded tomorrow, so you can check that out as well. Next thing comes on March 30th. Now, I was a bit worried when I saw the roadmap and I saw this included, because I thought, hang on a minute, this has already been available for a year for everybody. So it's a bit unusual to include this in the roadmap, other than to just bloat it, I guess. But it's more for the free starter pack players. So a seasonal event, the Berlin Egg Hunt, is making its return. But it's going to be, for those of people that already own the game, it's already currently in the game right now as we speak. But if those of you who are free starter pack players, you couldn't access this Berlin Egg Hunt until Now, on March 30th. March 30th, season end event, Berlin Egg Hunt. Attention free starter pack players and players who haven't even played it yet. The Berlin Egg Hunt is coming back this Easter, but this time around you can unlock both the Raver suits and with and without the mask. Play the challenge and complete the Egg Hunt, and the suits are yours to keep. If you haven't played the Berlin Egg Hunt, now is the perfect opportunity to put all your eggs in one basket. So it's the cool outfit, the jacket and the yellow hoodie with the mask, or without the mask, whatever takes your fancy. So there's two versions of that, and the challenges will be included in the Berlin Egg Hunt escalation. It is an escalation, by the way, if you haven't played it already. I have a guide for the Berlin Egg Hunt escalation itself, and indeed the challenge on how to get the suits. All you got to do is just search the channel for that, or just literally search on YouTube. My video will probably be somewhere near the top. So you can check those out if you'd like. That will be the Berlin Egg Hunt for Hitman. On the same day, it says featured contracts, happy Easter. Featured contracts are making a return. The Creative Souls from the Hitman community strikes again. This time the theme is Easter, and they will deliver 10 excellent contracts for you to play. You can still add your contribution and jump over to the Hitman forum and give your best shot. So if you are interested in getting your contract featured, you can click the link in that blog to get access to the Hitman forum and post your best created contract on there. But the theme has to be around the Egg Hunt. Well, not the Egg Hunt, sorry, the Easter is the theme. So make sure your briefing and your targets are relative to what Easter's all about. On March 31st, we have our third Year 3 elusive target. This time it's going to be the Collector. He comes back in from... is it Dartmoor? Yeah, it's Dartmoor. Following on from the Heartbreaker in Mendoza and the Broker in Paris, we turn our attention to Dartmoor, where the Collector is the third elusive target to be featured in this spring. You'll have 10 days to eliminate him, starting on March 31st. As with all Year 3 editions of elusive targets, all Hitman owners will be able to take on the contract whether or not they have previously played the contract. Either way, a successful completion will count towards unlocking elusive targets suits via challenges. So, if you haven't played this already, I would highly recommend playing it. Complete it. It will add on, contribute towards your collecting of the elusive target suits. Best to just get them out of the way, even if you've already played them, but you haven't actually got all the elusive target suits yet. So just play every elusive target you can to collect them, because you can't unlock them during arcades, unfortunately. So you best to just complete these, get these out of the way. This will also have an optional objective. I think, if I'm not mistaken, if you don't complete the optional objective, you can still get Silent Assassin, but I think it will only be 4 stars. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me. But yeah, there'll be an optional objective to retrieve a painting for that one. So again, March 31st, I will have a guide out for that, a definitive version of the Silent Assassin for it, so you can check that out. And that covers all the content coming from March, and then we can now move on to the April content. On April 13th, we have our first 2 things available for April, which is a long way into April. It's like halfway through the month, which is a bit surprising. But featured contracts are going to be the first thing. Spring cleaning. In April, we once again invite our community to create their own Hitman stories and contracts. The April theme will be spring cleaning, so swing by the Hitman forum like Mr. Clean and get your submissions in before they close. And it will open on March 31st. Also coming that same day is a free location rotation. So if those of you who don't know what that is, if you're a free starter pack player, whenever there's a location rotation in there, you'll be able to play that map for the allotted time that it's available for. So it says Capitale dell'Amore. I probably pronounced that completely wrong. The City of Love, also known as Paris, is back for our free location rotation. Discover everything this beautiful and very lovable location has to offer, from the first mission in the World of Assassination trilogy to the upcoming elusive target, the Forger. So everyone will be able to play this next elusive target, which is a bit of a spoiler, which is the very next day. The elusive target, the Forger, for Year 3 makes a return. So for free starter pack players, you'll be able to play Paris completely free. So enjoy it. But the very next day, you'll have a chance to tackle one of the elusive targets as well. The Forger, Year 3, aka Mr. Laren, as also known by his friends, was the first elusive target ever released back in 2016. This will be the 3rd time he can be eliminated in the City of Love. He'll be in town for 10 days, bon chance. So, yeah, enjoy that elusive target. It's not a difficult one, so it's very, very good elusive target for beginners. That will give them a chance to get to grips with the game. So it's a very good elusive target for new players. So if you haven't played that already, check that out. Yeah, I'll have a guide for that up on the channel on April 14th. And then we can move on to the elusive target for the week after that, which will be the serial killer for year 3. Your target is a respectable businessman visiting a nice and calm neighborhood in Wilton Creek, as he's considering buying a house there again. But unbeknownst to the residents, he is now in fact a seasonal serial killer known as the Censor, who grades his victims based on how much they struggled. Yikes. He's now on the hunt for his next victim, and this is where you come in. Find the Censor and make sure he never grades anyone again. The serial killer will arrive in Hitman on April 21st and will be active again for 10 days. This was an interesting elusive target when it first came out, because they don't actually show you what he looks like. They just showed like a bit of a silhouette. And it would have been cool aspect if they did something like you got to find out who this target is and find out where he is as he's eliminating people. So you have like a sort of like a time limit, and you got to catch him before he starts taking other people out. That would have been a cool aspect, but unfortunately it didn't live up to the to that idea, unfortunately. But it is still an interesting elusive target, so I would recommend checking that out. Again, I will have a guide for that. That comes April 21st. It's called The Serial Killer, taking place in Wilton Creek. Next is from April 28th, which is again the week later. The elusive target, The Rage, for year 3 will be arriving in Chongqing. So that will be out for 10 days as well. So if that's the first time you're playing, you can enjoy that. So the blog post says, this text could be written in all caps, as this target is known for his temper. But we won't. The Hitman elusive target takes Agent 47 back to Chongqing for a time-limited title match. The elusive target packs a punch. Your target's codename is The Rage, and he's arrived in Chongqing, but might not hang around for too long. He's a former middleweight champion who's on the run for taking one fight too far. He didn't get the nickname Crusher for no reason, so make sure you're on your toes for this fight night. Your match begins April 28th and will be ongoing for 10 days. Hit first and hit hard. Now, that makes it sound like you can have sort of like a boxing match with him, and that's what people expected when they first came out, and that would have been a really cool thing to do as well. He's sort of sparring with people in that map as well, and it would have been cool if you could disguise yourself as someone and get involved. A bit like Absolution when you could wrestle Sanchez. That would have been really cool. I wish they did something like that, but I don't know how they would implement it, unfortunately. But yeah, it's a pretty interesting elusive target. I quite like it. It's not too bad. So yeah, that comes April 28th, again available for 10 days. So that covers everything in the month of April. So not really much going on there in the month of April. It's just you've got elusive targets, and you've got the free location rotation for Paris, and you've got the featured contracts as well. So we can now move on to the month of May, which is where the juicy bits of content is for this particular roadmap. Coming May 11th, we have our first patch for the HITMAN World of Assassination. Game Update 3.150. It will feature a bunch of fixes that has been reported by our community, and we're adding quite a lot of quality of life improvements to the whole game in general. Among all the fixes is the known issue regarding GPU memory leak. And this patch will also have many tweaks, fixes, adjustments, and quality of life improvements specifically for Hitman Freelancer. I'm looking forward to what they are, but I really do hope that I don't finish the 100 campaigns before they do that, because I've got a feeling, right, that we'll complete 100 campaigns. Because if you don't know, I'm working on my live streams trying to get to 100 campaigns to get the top dog trophy, and I've got a feeling they're going to do something like they'll half that by the time we actually completed it, and I'll be like, come on, man. So yeah, that would be... I'm really interested to see what these tweaks, fixes and adjustments and quality of life improvements are. I'm really hoping the quality of life improvements come into the showdowns. I really think the camera could do some more work. I really think could do something like, if you're going to use a camera to detect our targets and showdowns, I really do think there should be some sort of system where it checks off all of the descriptions of the targets. For those of you that want more accessibility in this thing, I think it would help out quite a lot. I really do think it needs to be a little bit more streamlined. I think a quicker way and an easier way to deal with all these showdowns. I think showdowns need the most quality of life improvements, I think, in my opinion. But that comes in May 11th. I'm looking forward to the patch notes for that. I will be doing a patch notes video for that one when it arrives. Also on the same day as well, we have a new Hitman challenge. Boom beats blah with an unlock. What will explode shortly after being thrown is also sharp enough to kill on impact. The exploding pen, that's one. On May 11th, this very useful pen can be yours after you complete the new challenge called Boom Beats Blah, where you need to eliminate Craig Black with an explosion while he is reading. Poetic. If no one knows who Craig Black is, I believe he's the target from the Nighttime Sapienza mission that was in the Patient Zero campaign. So I believe we already I think I already have this pen, to be honest. I think we already unlocked this when we had the Hitman 2 elusive target. What's his name? Sean Bean elusive target. I forget his name. What? The Undying. That's it. My bad. Couldn't think of it off the top of my head just then. But yeah, after we completed that elusive target, I believe that we unlocked an exploding pen there. It's supposed to be like a James Bond kind of gadget kind of idea, a bit like from GoldenEye. But yeah, those people that didn't get to play that elusive target, obviously they're not going to replay that because for appearance rights reasons. They're giving us a chance to unlock this pen, but I thought we already had a chance a few months ago, but apparently this is new, so you can have a chance to complete that challenge and be able to unlock the exploding pen. Also coming that same day, which is probably what most people are going to be interested in, there's a Hitman Freelancer challenge with a Hitman unlock as well. On May 11th, we also add an awesome unlock to the Hitman Freelancer challenge, The Hitman. Here the task is relatively straightforward, however not easy. You need to complete a freelancer campaign with the hardcore mode enabled. When you're successful, you'll unlock the black Bruiser suit. Maybe the most appropriate suit to wear after a full hardcore campaign. Good luck and stay frosty. If you've already completed the Hitman challenge in Hitman Freelancer, you'll automatically get the suit unlocked and added to your inventory when it becomes available. So I should have this automatically, I guess. So if you've already completed the Hitman challenge, which is like one of the challenges in the game, you get a trophy for it as well, which is a pretty cool trophy, I think. I think is it the golden pistols? Off the top of my head. But yeah, you'll get this black Bruiser suit, which is a pretty cool suit, to be honest. I think it looks like the all black classic with a lot of bloodstains all over it. I like it. It's pretty cool. But it gives people more of an incentive to actually try and tackle that hardcore mode. However, it is tough. So good luck with that. On the same day, says contract modes will be enabled for ICA Trainings Facility. From May 11th, you can turn your favorite training facility yacht into your very own playground. We're enabling contracts mode on the ICA training facility. Get cracking in this relatively safe. I don't know what that word is. Intermitted? I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard that word before. I hope that's not a... I don't know. It might be a typo. I don't know. Someone educate me, please. I'm hoping it's not just the yacht, though, because the... what's the other one? The final test map would probably be a little bit more interesting, because there's a lot more targets and a lot more things going on there. Next thing is curated contracts, the intern. It says the first curator is in the house, literally. He's making a set of contracts for you to enjoy. They'll be available on May 11th, a perfect place for you to take your new unlocks for a spin. More info to follow. So if you don't know what curated contracts is, they did this a few years ago where they picked the popular members of the community and they would get them to pick out, basically you're getting one person to feature the contracts for that month. They're called curated contracts. So we'll see what happens with that one. Also, the same day as well is going to be the free location rotation for Sapienza is going to be this one. It says, do you need a little break from mundane everyday life? Then go to the little coastal town of Sapienza. This little thin slice of Italian coastal beauty is a great place for an ice-cold gelato or to go spelunking in the underground for science facility. Sapienza has it all. Enjoy it for 10 days for free, starting May 11th. So this, again, will be available for free starter pack players. They'll be able to enjoy that for 10 days, starting from May 11th. So May 11th, we have the location of Sapienza for free, the curated contracts, ICA training facility being enabled for contracts mode. We have the new suit unlock, and we also have the exploding pen, along with the new patch game update. So there's a lot to be consumed for that day. The day later, though, we have a new elusive target. Well, not a new elusive target, we've played it before, but it's the elusive target, the Deceivers, for Year 3 on May 12th. Mark your calendars for May 12th, as you'll have the opportunity to take down 2 high-value targets, the Congressman Anthony L. Trout and Richard J. McGee.
Despite their seemingly unrelated backgrounds, these two targets have a secret partnership aimed at thwarting Trout's political opponents. McGee, at Trout's behest, targets the vulnerable yet formidable adversaries, exploiting and ultimately destroying them. The Deceivers are coming to Sapienza on May 12th, and you have only one shot to eliminate them both. When they first started doing this and combining two elusive targets, the Congressman and the Guru, which is what these two targets are, and combine them for the Deceivers, we thought they was going to do that for more other elusive targets. I mean, how cool would it be to have one elusive target where you take on 5 elusive targets that were in that map? They don't have to be related to each other. It would just be a cool idea if we could do it. I know there's a mod out there you can do that, but I just want it to be an official thing where we can do it, because I think that would be a good idea. Especially, it would be a big challenge anyway, for sure, when you've got multiple elusive targets to take on at once. I think that would be a good idea, but I don't think they ever thought about continuing it, unfortunately. But the Deceivers is a good idea for the concept of it. I do like the idea of it, but I wish they continued it. That starts May 12th, by the way, so that will be online for 10 days as well. That takes place in Sapienza. A week later, we have the elusive target, the Revolutionary, for Year 3. It says, get ready for the return of the Revolutionary. Vincente Murillo is set to resume his patrol in San Fortuna, starting May 19th and lasting for 10 days. If you've faced him before, you know exactly how to deal with him. Best of luck. And the specific thing that is surrounding this elusive target is he spawns in 3 separate areas. And I actually have a video of how to take out this target from whichever starting point he starts at. So there's a guide specifically for that. On the day this elusive target goes live, I'll be doing a Silent Assassin guide, and I'll be combining that video together as well, so you can check them out. So there's no excuses not being able to beat this elusive target. It's not that difficult to beat, but you need to know some areas where he spawns are more difficult than others. A week later, for that, on May 26th, we have the Liability Year 3 elusive target. The world's worst construction inspector is back in Berlin for a limited time. He might be a slacker and lazy, but don't let that fool you. He's roaming the Berlin nightclub for 10 days, starting May 26th. And it says that wraps up spring in Hitman World of Assassination, with lots to do in the coming months, but we have a lot more coming through Year 3 of Hitman. So May 26th, we have our final elusive target for the spring. He is taking place in Berlin. I actually did a video where I took him out in 10 different ways. I thought it was actually quite funny. But yeah, on that day, I'll be doing one more guide for the Liability, and that'll be that. The last thing it mentions on this blog post is the road ahead. It says, we're just getting started. Look forward to more Year 3 versions of elusive targets, as well as a chance to catch up on any Year 2 targets you may have missed. In addition, we'll be introducing new unlocks, challenges, and a fresh escalation. Let me get that word right. A fresh escalation for you to sink your teeth into. We'll also be rolling out the game patches throughout the year, packed with fixes, tweaks, and quality of life improvements. Keep in mind that some details may change, as this is a tentative production plan, but this timeline should give you a good sense of what's to come in Hitman World of Assassination in the months ahead. So it looks like there's going to be 4 roadmaps overall. So we've already got the spring one, which is today. Then we have a summer roadmap, the fall roadmap, and the winter roadmap. So the summer roadmap looks like it's going to come in June, and that will look ahead, and it gives you an idea of what elusive targets and sort of ideas what they're coming out with. It looks like there's going to be a rolling around of elusive targets every month, followed by curated featured contracts and a new challenge with new unlocks throughout the months, all the way up leading to the fall, where in November we'll have a game update, August they'll have a game update as well, and they'll be including some new stuff throughout the year. Maybe they'll surprise us or something with a new map, maybe, I don't know, but maybe we are going to be wrapping up the game a whole entire year by December, and maybe by December they'll be saying goodbye finally to Hitman World of Assassination, but we'll have to see. It's only the start of the year really. We're in the first quarter of the year, so you don't have to worry too much. We're still in March, we've still got plenty of content ahead, and we've still got loads of Freelancer to play as well, so there we go. So that's going to wrap up today's video. So that's a long one, but hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts, what you're looking forward to the most out of this roadmap so far. Are you disappointed looking at the year ahead? Or are you excited to see some of the new content and new challenges that are coming out? What the new unlocks are going to be? I wonder what they are. I'm personally most excited about the quality of life changes and what fixes they're going to do for Freelancer. I'm looking forward to that because I think Freelancer is going to be, it's got a big year for Freelancer. I think Freelancer is a quite a game-changing game mode, I think. But I really do, I'm looking forward to the quality of life changes. But let me know your thoughts in the comments as well. Subscribe if you want to the channel, drop a like on the video, and hit the bell notification to be notified of all future video live streams. Consider support me on Patreon or even become a member of the channel by clicking the link in the description. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers.